Hi guys, long time no see. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. It's time to start our OJ. We haven't seen OJ in 2 days. So the 911 caller is still on the stand right now saying that she heard someone get slapped when Nicole called 911 for what, the eighth time or the ninth time a while ago. So we're still with her. And we're starting exactly where we left off.
All right. Now, at some point, you type into, and you describe for us that you type into your computer, female being beaten at a location could be heard over the phone. And that was what you concluded after you heard this woman screaming. Is that right?
Yes.
And you don't know whether there was a mutual fight or what was going on, do you, at that point?
No, I do not.
All right. So you just wrote, what you wrote down was what you concluded at that particular time. Is that correct?
What I concluded that I heard.
All right. And that was back in January of 1989, right?
Yes.
You never at any time talked to any of the parties who were actually at that house?
No.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Certainly.
Yeah, just a moment more, Your Honor.
This is the 911 operator who answered the phone the time that Nicole was getting beat and strangled by OJ, allegedly.
Don't go away.
Ms. Gilbert, you concluded back on January 1, 1989, that a woman was being beaten as you listened in on the telephone?
Yes.
And you've since, you've heard that tape again, that is since 1989, is that correct?
Yes.
And have your conclusions changed?
No, they have not.
Mr. Cochran just asked you a moment ago if there was information or other information on the tape that did not relate to this incident, and you said yes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you can hear on the tape your dispatch to any West LA unit, is that right?
Right.
That's a little further along on the tape?
Right.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Any recross as to that?
And so that it's abundantly clear, Ms. Gilbert, your conclusion about a person being beaten was based upon what you heard, and you couldn't tell who was striking whom. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you very kindly.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Gilbert, you may step down. Thank you very much.
May you be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
May I have 1 moment, sir?
I thought they were going to eat her up and spit her out, and they were nice to her. I only know one 911 operator in real life, and she's crazy and mean and should be in jail. I did not mean that against any 911 operators. That is a hard job. I meant it against her.
All right, Mr. Darden, do you wish to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. The people call Detective Edwards, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause no pleading before this court to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Please be seated and state and spell your first and last names for the record.
John Edwards, Edwards.
Mr. Darden.
I did get your private messages, but if you don't know like the state or the city, I don't know how. I don't know how I would be able to get that case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, on January 1, 1989, were you employed by the LAPD?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and what is your present rank today?
Detective, Van Nuys Homicide,
Okay. And what was your rank and assignment on January 1, 1989?
training officer for West LA Patrol.
So you were a patrol officer
Yes, I was.
at West LA Division?
Yes.
Does West LA Division cover Brentwood?
Yes, it does.
Now, did you have a particular unit designation on January 1?
Yes, I was 8 Adams 69. I was assigned to an area around Cadillac and La Cienega.
And you say that you were a training officer.
Yes.
And what is a training officer?
Training officer trains new recruits out of the academy who are assigned to the field in the various aspects of police work and standard
not
operating
crying.
procedures
You are.
of the police department.
And were you accompanied by a rookie trainee?
Yes, I was.
And who was that?
Patricia Malowiski.
How do you spell that?
It's M-I-L-W-I-S-K-I, I believe. I
I can't believe this is happening again, guys. We saw this. I'm bumping it to the next one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, during the course of the trial, I need to talk to the attorneys about whether or not you'll be able to view certain evidence. Primarily, sometime it has to do with scheduling, and it's easier for the 6 or 8 of us to walk over there and talk rather than have all 22 of you constantly going back and forth. So please be patient while we're doing that, and I appreciate your patience. All right, Mr. Darden, thank you.
If I can have one moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Your Honor, I have in my hand what appears to be 3 Polaroid photographs. May they be marked Peoples 3, 4, and 5 for identification.
Say that. Record shows by counsel have seen the pictures.
And may the record reflect, Your Honor, that I've indicated the exhibit numbers in the bottom corners of the photograph on the rear. Showing you what has been marked as Peoples 3, 4, and 5 for identification.
Did you see that? The cameraman got the pictures and went up real quick. We got to see the pictures for a second, but no, we don't get to see the pictures.
Do you recognize these photographs?
yes.
Are these the photographs you took in the morning of January 1, 1989?
Yes, they are.
And do they fully and fairly and completely represent the injuries you saw that night?
Not even close.
Check that, Your Honor. We approach on the record to you, Your Honor.
All right.
Here we have those photographs.
reflect how she looked, how can you?
Your Honor, objection, objection.
Overruled. You'll be able to deal with that on cross-examination, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, please do. Your Honor, we'd like to display People's 3 for identification on the Alamo, if we may.
All right, People's 3.
Detective, you have in front of you a laser pointer, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
And be careful where you point it.
Are there no cats in the room? He has a laser pointer, and there's no cats in the room. That's terrible.
Would you please report, Your Honor, can we have the witness step down from the witness stand
Yes.
and answer some questions? Bring the laser pointer with you.
It's like when I have a stack of dollar bills and
Fairwell?
no, never mind.
Detective, these are the Polaroids you took a little over 6 years ago, is that correct?
That's true.
You indicated earlier that there was a cut on her lip that you saw.
Yes, it's right there underneath the nose. It appeared to be about 1 inch in length.
And you pointed that out, is that correct?
That's correct.
What other injuries, if any, do you see depicted in this Polaroid photograph?
There's a bruise and swelling here on the right side of the cheek, and there's a pattern and swelling. There was some sort of a pattern right here that I couldn't quite make out, and I wanted that photograph. And her eye is swollen, and the other eye is starting to swell just a little bit. This one's getting black and blue. And down around her neck, this is red, and there's finger indentations on this part of her neck, the left side of her neck. None of that shows up on the Polaroid very well. I believe there's also a cut on the inside of her lip that corresponds with that cut, but it's on the inside.
Strike that. You can't see that from the photograph.
He's testifying from his recollection. You can cover that on cross-examination. Mr. Darden.
Detective, this is another one of the Polaroid photographs you took. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, this is a different view of the same victim, different shot. It's the cut, the swollen, and contusion and bruise right here. And this pattern is starting to look a little bit better, but it's swollen and red. There's a definite pattern to it. And then the black and blue marks here don't show.
What is depicted in People's 5, Detective?
This is the front of a West LA desk with a desk officer there. This is Nicole Simpson wearing my partner's field jacket. And these are the pants I was trying to describe. It's sort of a sweatpants or light pajama bottom. And this muddy leg is from when she hit the ground outside. She was thrown out.
Strike that, Your Honor. Strike that.
All right, the last comment, the muddy leg is when she hit the ground outside when she was thrown out. That, ladies and gentlemen, you're to disregard that as there's no foundation for that answer at this point. Thank you, counsel.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Certainly.
Yeah. You did prepare a follow-up or supplemental report in this matter. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And did you prepare that report on the morning of January 1, 1989?
No, it was about 30 days later, I believe.
Okay. And why did you prepare a report 30 days after the incident?
The city attorney for the city of Los Angeles asked me to.
And do you know why he asked you to?
Sustained.
I'm asking if he knows. A prosecutor from the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office asked you to prepare a supplemental report?
Yes, I received a handwritten note from the prosecutor.
No, he can embellish slightly. Mr. Darden.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Certainly.
After you left 360 North Rockingham with Nicole, did you ever return to the house?
Yes, I did.
When?
I returned twice. I took Nicole home after the photographs, and then I had to return again.
Why did you return to the address that third time?
Nicole had called West LA Station, said that O.J. Simpson had returned, so I drove back to the location
And why did you drive back to the location?
to try to place him under arrest for 273.5 of the Penal Code.
Spousal battery?
Yes.
And was he there when you returned?
No.
Thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Cochran.
Thank you, Rick County, Your Honor. Good morning, Sergeant Edwards.
Detective Edwards. Good
Detective
morning.
Edwards. Would you put the that last photograph back up for just a second? The Elmo, Your Honor. Are these? Thank you, Brick County, Your Honor. That's Sergeant as Detective. Detective Edwards. All right. I want to call you by the wrong name. Detective, are these the black sweatpants that you told us about when you described them earlier?
No, sustain the court's own objection. That's not what he testified to.
Did you indicate that she was wearing some dark sweatpants in your testimony earlier?
Yes, I believe I did.
Those sweatpants look dark to you or they look white?
The right leg looks pretty dark.
Well, I'm talking about the color, sir, of the sweatpants. Look at the color of the left leg there. Is that white?
It's white pants,
All right. Those are white pants, are they not?
except for the right leg.
All right. Well, anything on the right leg is not the original color, is it, sir?
That's why I was having a hard time with the color. I remembered something dark about the pants.
I see. Well, with regard to your recollection of these events, Detective, this took place 6 years ago, is that correct?
That's correct.
And when, after that, you wrote these reports, you wrote the first report, reports contemporaneous with the event on or about January 1st, is that correct?
That's correct.
Then I understand you wrote another report about 30 days thereafter, is that right?
That's correct.
And have you had occasion to review those reports in the recent past?
Yes.
And how long ago did you review the reports?
I believe last week.
Before that, when was the last time you reviewed these reports?
It's been quite some time, maybe 4 years or more.
All right. Are you aware that with regard to these proceedings that Mr. O.J. Simpson entered a no contest plea and resolved this incident in the criminal justice system? Are you aware of that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
I found out about last year.
Your answer is yes. You're aware of it?
Yes.
All right. And are you aware that he thereafter wrote letters of apology to his wife regarding this incident? Are you aware of that?
Same objection.
This witness's awareness is irrelevant.
All right. Well, that's another way. Are you aware that in this connection, with regard to this case you've been talking about, that Ms. Nicole Brown Simpson wanted to drop the charges against her husband? You aware of that? Oh, no.
Sustain.
I'd like to be heard on that.
Please, with the court reporter.
Certainly.